Okay, now that we've made a tincture, we can make a simple elixir by adding tincture, extracted botanicals, with honey. Now there's many ways to make an elixir. My preferred method is just to use your tincture, your botanical extract, with honey. You can also use concentrated teas with tincture and honey. This is my preferred method because it lasts longer, it has a longer shelf life. So we just strained our goldenrod tincture, so now we're going to make a goldenrod and honey elixir. And this will be supportive during allergy season, for cold and flu symptoms, respiratory ailments, and just as a mood uplifter. If you think about these beautiful tiny flowers, they resemble sunshine to me. You can see fields of gold when the goldenrod is blooming. And so when we get into the winter blues of the winter months, we can use this as an uplifting modality. So goldenrod elixir. This is a pint jar, but at this mark right here is 1 cup. So I'm going to use 1/4 cup honey to 3/4 cup goldenrod tincture. Sometimes I just eyeball it, and that's okay too. I'm using local raw rustic roots honey. And I will fill that to about the halfway mark with the goldenrod tincture. And give it a stir. Sometimes it's nice to bring your honey to a little above room temperature by soaking it in a jar of hot water or soaking it in a pot of hot water, depending on how big your honey jar is. So you could simply place this in a pot of hot water to get it to pour a little easily and mix a little easily. But I'm fine with the room temperature honey. I'll be shaking it daily. So tincture plus honey equals elixir. Goldenrod elixir, and it will have a shelf life of about 1 year. And again, goldenrod elixir can be taken as a wonderful remedy for allergies, seasonal fall allergies. You could use it to uplift or enhance your mood during those winter blues, or use it as an antioxidant as well, or to boost the body's immunity. Now I'll show you an alternate way to make an elixir. So you can add the honey in with the alcohol this time, or your solvent of choice. So here I have sage. I have a few different varieties of sage: common garden sage, purple sage, and extracta sage. And I just like the different flavor profiles. They all have similar active constituents and similar medicinal benefits. So for sage, I love to make sage throat spray and cough syrup. And I use a sage tincture or sage elixir as the base for that. So sage has wonderful drying properties. So if you have lots of congestion, lots of mucus, it has the capacity to help dry that mucus. Also, sage has lots of antioxidants. It's antiviral, antibacterial. It can help with cold and flu symptoms, and it's just going to be really aromatic, so it can aid in digestion and help with a variety of cold and flu symptoms. So I am using 3/4 of a jar of the sage, and you pack it down just a little bit. So that's about 3/4 of the jar full with fresh sage leaves. After I've filled the jar 3/4 the way with the fresh herb, I'm going to fill it most of the way with vodka. Then I'm going to add just about 2 tablespoons worth of honey, just to top it off. And completely cover it. Make sure it's all the way to the rim with the vodka. Go ahead and put a lid on there. And then you're going to shake this daily. Got some vodka splashing off. That's the fun part. Woo! So you're going to shake this daily and leave it sit for 1 month, just like a standard folk tincture. 1 month to 6 weeks is optimal medicine. Then you are going to strain it just as we did before. And you can add this elixir or tincture. You know, if you wanted it to be a true elixir, you could add a lot more honey than I did. But I'll be adding more honey to the different preparations that I'll be making. So for the sage throat spray, I'll be adding equal parts tincture and honey, as well as a concentrated herbal tea with a lot of other things. And then that will be tinctured again and made into a throat spray. The sore throat spray will have sage as well as Monarda fistulosa bee balm tincture with some additional honey and a strong concentrated tea of echinacea root and yarrow as well. So, and a little bit of glycerin to that as well. I'll put the full recipe of the sage sore throat spray in the description. Another thing that you can do with the sage elixir, and of course, again, you can add more honey if you need to. I like to take it and add it to ground herbs of cinnamon and ginger, sometimes cardamom, and then pour some sage tincture and extra honey in and make kind of like a thin slurry or paste and use that as a cough syrup. You can also just take a little bit of tincture with honey and take that as a natural cough syrup as well.